Eddie Sheehan's ability as a pure scorer has withstood the test of time. With his career total of 157 goals still unmatched 17 seasons after leading the men's lacrosse team to its last of 55 victories in a 4-year period. The program's first attackman slotted for E-Club Hall of Fame recognition, Eddie left the program ranked first in goals, points, and shots, with his offensive acumen sparking the Warriors to 4 straight Pilgrim League regular season titles, 3 straight league postseason championships, wins in 31 of 32 home games in the program's first 2 postseason tournaments. As a freshman for a second-year program in 1997, Eddie scored a team-leading 36 goals, powering the Warriors to a 14-2 record in their first Pilgrim League regular season and playoff titles. By the end of his career, Eddie had amassed the top 3 season marks for goals, including a career-high total of 48 coming as a senior. Also, he set records for the match record of 8 goals and the record for consecutive games with at least 1 goal, which he extended to 22 straight in the last game of his career in the semifinals of the ECAC tournament in 2000.
Hi, my name is John Rabano, and I am honored to serve as presenter for my good friend and former Eastern lacrosse teammate, Eddie Sheehan. As a senior captain at St. Joseph's High School in Metuchen, New Jersey, Eddie was the leading goal scorer in the state, and thus was recruited by a number of top lacrosse programs. Ultimately, he decided upon Eastern, which he felt was just the right place for him. It was the same feeling that many of us had and which guided us to Willimantic. As an elite recruit in head coach Rick McCarthy's fall 1996 freshman cast of characters, it was no surprise that a leading scorer in a strong lacrosse state like New Jersey went on to become the most prolific scorer in Eastern history. Eddie was a gamer who always delivered when it mattered. Come game day, when the chips were on the table, he would deliver, and deliver he did, scoring a record 157 goals in his 4-year career and becoming the first player to reach 200 career points. When I first met Eddie, we realized a few things. He was the kid from New Jersey, and I was the kid from Long Island. His father was a firefighter, my father was a firefighter. He was easygoing, and I was OCD. He was a finisher, and I was a distributor. We also came to realize that we were both team players. We quickly had a brotherly connection, roomed together for all 4 years, and we were each other's yin and yang both on and off the field. Eddie was the complete lacrosse player, fast, big, and strong with great stick skills and instincts. He knew where and when to be on the field and could finish with a highly skilled shooting ability. Most great players only check a few of the boxes, but Eddie checked all of them. Eddie's parents, Charlene and Ed, instilled in Eddie and his siblings, Kerry and Michael, a strong sense of family. Luckily, my teammates and I became a part of the Sheehan family and remain a part of that family today. Eddie's family embraces and serves its community. Eddie's father is a retired decorated fire captain, and his uncles and cousins are both active and retired policemen, firefighters, and Marines. Eddie's kid brother Mikey is an active Marine. The founding fathers of the Eastern lacrosse program also built a tradition of team, family first. This was familiar territory for Eddie, who quickly became a key ingredient and a glue in that tradition. As he did on the lacrosse field, Eddie's ability to rise to a moment has continued to shine in his life today. Currently, he is a 12-year veteran of the New York City Police Department, active lieutenant with the local fire department, and a tremendous family member and friend to so many, and a proud husband to his wife Rebecca and father to their 3 children, Harrison, Reagan, and Gunnar. As for Coach McCarthy's cast of characters, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to discuss this group. This cast of characters are still a bunch of characters, no doubt, but in the great funny family sense with a bonded legacy. On behalf of the founding fathers, we thank Coach McCarthy for assembling this group and bringing us to Eastern. Imagine the formula for Eddie during his experience at Eastern. He was the game day go-to guy, complete player, leader on a team with a strong family mindset, and playing the oldest sport in America with a tradition founded on family culture. After you stop imagining, you get the all-time leading scorer in Eastern history, a proud son, brother, husband, and father of 3, family member, friend, policeman, fireman, lacrosse player, teammate. You get Eddie Sheehan. What's great about Eddie Sheehan's induction today is that we get to celebrate everything Eddie stands for.
For our program, the priorities are family first, studies, academic success second, and team third, and everything else way behind that. And he was really in that mold. He's a very family-oriented kid.
If you look at Eddie, you think, first thing I think about is a big teddy bear. Every time I see him, I want to smile, I want to give him a big hug, and he's always been that from the first time that I've ever seen him.
But I think his contributions to the family feeling of the team were very great. He appreciated that. He blended well with the older club players that had established the program and with the other high-level players that came in. And so he was really a main fixture in that group dynamic.
He was a killer. He was a finisher, and he would step on that field and he'd be ready to go. He wanted to win. I really enjoyed my time playing with him, but even more than that, I enjoyed my time being around him.
For some reason, he always excelled especially against the NESCAC teams, really excelled against Wesleyan, a huge thorn in their side. But I would say overall, he was a kid who could deliver against the better competition.
I wouldn't say he did it quietly, because as the game went on, he was always in the right place, and whether we were putting someone away or whether we were pulling out a win, it always seemed to be Eddie. Some people say work harder or work smarter. I think of Eddie working smarter. He knew where to be at the right time. Plus, when we needed something, we went to Eddie. I think a lot about him and John Rubano, and how they worked together, and they were like the perfect team.
He was always exceptional in terms of being able to score. And he was not a guy that had to have the ball. He was not a guy that was going to take the ball and run over in the corner and tell everybody else to clear out. He knew how to get himself open, and then when he got his chance, he put it in.
When he got on the field, he was the one scoring the goals. In the drills, he was the one always in the right place at the right time. And I was impressed with him. I was really impressed with him early. And I think, when we started playing these games out of fall ball and we were in spring, what I remember about him is when we were in really competitive games, he would become more boisterous. He would become more of a leader, that he wanted the ball. And, when he got the ball, he finished.
He had a lot of poise around the goal, and he accepted and embraced that role. And he was probably among the best I ever coached in that role.
At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce for induction into the E-Club Hall of Fame, Edward J. Sheehan.